Hello, it's Fiona here. I am the Body Whisperer and the Body Renewer, and I'm here on Tuesday doing Agony Aunt Tuesday, answering letters and questions about the metaphysical reasons why we have the bodies that we do, why we're putting down the fat that we are, why we're gaining weight, holding on to weight, and we haven't been able to lose the weight. I particularly help women to understand why they've gained and held on to the weight, despite the fact that they've been on diets, that they've been on regimes and detoxes and been to the gym and whatever reasons, and why eventually why they are the shape the way they are as well. There's something that you have to know, and it's something that I talk about all the time, and I'm happy to repeat it. You have to know there's nothing more responsive to your thoughts and to your feelings than your body. So that meaning, metaphysically, whatever's going on in your body is being represented and mirrored back to you by the physical symptoms that you get. And I talk about weight. That's the first point of call that I talk about, because it makes people feel so uncomfortable. And in the letter you'll see we talk about other metaphysical things that are coming up for this particular lady as well. Thank you so much for your responses, and a lot of people are PMing me and sort of sending me private emails, because a lot of these stories can get very personal, and if you want I can always change the name on your story. Today I'm very grateful to a lady called Leslie, who I have worked with, but she wanted to just give me her story of how she found me and what was going on for her. So this is what I'm going to regale to you today. This is the story I'm going to tell. So tell a story, Jackanory, and here we go. So today I'm sharing a story from Leslie, and this is her story. She says, "Hello, I'm Leslie, I'm 49 years old, and I live and work in Scotland. I have two boys, 12 and 10, who take up so much of my home time with homework, taxi service, sports events, as well as I'm trying to run my business and run my family single-handedly since my separation. I've noticed that I'm so tired, and I've gained weight over the last 4 years. I've tried everything I can think of and still nothing seems to shift for me. So I'm interested in seeing what's going on behind the scenes with my weight. I've spent years on and off diets, and today I'm just fed up with the way I look." She goes on to say, "I run a team of women who travel throughout the country. I really, really love my work, and I want more than anything to be able to wear the clothes that I love and feel that I look good and attractive again. But my life is so busy, and I've not found the time to eat properly or take care of me. I am the mum and the dad, and I run a busy team for my work. Help! And I haven't got a clue what to do or where to start." And I asked Leslie a question, the same as I ask everybody the question. So she says to me, "Oh, and to answer your question, Fiona, why is it now that I want to lose the weight and make some changes? Well, the reason that prompted me now is that I would love to believe that I can meet someone, a special someone, and have a deep, caring, real love relationship. I'm alone and I'm ready to feel really loved. And that's not the kind of love that is that will do, or I think he fancies me, this will do, but real love, blessed love, and ecstatic love. But I can't do that in the body that I'm in. And I recently attended a wellness clinic and found out that I am overweight, not surprisingly, and that I also have an ovarian cyst, and that really, really worries me, and I want to understand the metaphysical reasons behind that too. I understand that the body metaphysically is telling me something, but I have not got any idea where this has come from and what I can do about it. I suffer from bouts of constipation, as well as my belly is often really swollen and I look pregnant." Leslie, thank you so much for sharing that. I know it's a lot. I've got a fly here saying hello. I know it's a lot to kind of take on board when we're looking at weight, when we're looking at family, when we're looking at work, we're looking at then things that we can't actually see, like ovarian cysts, or why we've got constipation, and why for some God unknown reason the belly swells up and we can't actually find the solution for that, even though we've changed a lot of what we're eating, what we're doing, and we just feel really, really uncomfortable. So thank you so much for sharing your situation, Leslie. I know it takes a lot of guts to be able to do that, but hopefully it resonates with a lot of you in part, if not in whole. Maybe you also find that you have certain ailments that you can share that you're sharing with Leslie here as well. So let's get down to business and start really kind of understanding the metaphysical reasons why the body does what it does, what the body's asking for. As a body whisperer, I tune into you. I find out what's going on for you, and I find out through questioning, intuitive questioning, what's going on for you and what's really at the root of a lot of these kind of ailments and things that we have. So it's written that the metaphysical reason can just be put down to the fact that our body is protecting us. Okay, that may be new for some of you. And for a lot of you, you kind of go, yeah, I can understand that the body's trying to protect me. There's a great layer of fat along the body that, yeah, okay, so the body's protecting me, but protecting me from what? How can I tell the body that it doesn't need to protect me? How can I get it to trust me? So if you look at any of the Heal Your Life books by Louise Hay, it will say fat, overweight, it's protection. And depending on where it lies on your body is related to what she's protecting you from and what's going on in your thoughts and your mental aspects, your thoughts and your feelings as to why the fat lays down where it lays down. So protection from what? Now, we all know that stress really plays a big part in this. So if you've got stress going through your body, it causes a chemical reaction, and that chemical reaction floods you and just stomps all over you with hormones that you don't necessarily need, particularly cortisol, which is the belly fat. Of course, you know that adrenaline's racing around your body. So if you're drinking coffee and if you're doing anything that's kind of overstressing your body, you're not doing yourself any favours. So anyway, the hormones are shooting around your body, and your body's actually, because of that, it's gone into kind of safe and protect mode, and it's going to be starting to lay down fat because it wants to protect you. And but it also makes you crave food, the foods that will help you to store more fat, because it thinks you need to put fat into storage and to protect you. And because you've got this fight or flight thing going on all the time, and certainly people who've been in businesses and things, worked in places like I have in the past. End of the month, get the goal done, get the goal done, get the goal done, get it there, get it there, get it there. End of the month, okay, let's start all over again. And you're always on that hamster wheel where you're always trying to kind of just keep up, and the next goal, the next goal, the next deadline. Very, very stressful on the body. Now, you can have stress for hundreds of reasons. It could be just to do with work. It could be the fact you're driving. It could be the fact that you just feel stressful when you're in with a lot of people. It could be that you just can't cope with your kids at home, on you the whole time, to do with homework. God, I've got to go here, I've got to go there. There's 100 reasons why you can have stress. It could be from family members. It could be an argument with a neighbour. It could be ongoing stress. It could be medical things. You know, the judgments that we hold in our head. Again, we're going to go back into the thoughts and the mental aspect. What's going on in the body, what's going on in our thoughts, I should say, and what's going on in our feelings has a big effect and influence on how our body reacts to that. So we really have to be able to be more conscious so that we can consciously create the kind of body that we want. And that means letting go of a lot of these thoughts, a lot of this habit of judging and criticising and just being really heavy on ourselves. Heavy, funny that, isn't it? All right, so literally reducing the stress levels. And one of the things I'm always talking about, love talking about it, is just you really have to get to know what level of stress you're at. So like, here is your really highest stress level. This is just like unbearable. You're practically going to like, this is your highest stress level. You need to know what that feels like, and this is your lowest stress level. So anytime you can gauge where you are, you can find out what your level of stress is, and you can start reducing your level of stress. So you can actually just say, okay, where's my level of stress right now? All right, if it's that level of stress, hormones are racing around my body and I'm not doing myself any favours, how can I reduce that? How can I bring that down? All right, so hopefully that helps. So there's a lot of things that you can do every single day to manage your stress. And I talk about meditations, I talk about finding a safe place, and I talk about gauging your stress and managing your stress. That's basically the foundations of what I teach here. All right, so I wrote a few notes just to make sure that I'm not missing any points here. Okay, yes, so there's actually an energy state that you need to be in as well. So there's an energy state that can really, really help you start to consciously create the body that you want and know what kind of feeling that you want to have in your body when she's relaxed, when she's the size and the shape that you want her to be. What I'm finding, just as a sideline, what I'm finding at the moment, there's a lot of women who are really kind of warrior women. They're really kind of out there to get it. They're really overachievers and don't take any messing. And it's very much sort of a male energy. And I'm finding a lot of the ladies that I'm speaking to, they've actually taken on kind of like a male physique as well. They really kind of got the girth here. And their attitude is very strong, and their bellies are very hard, and they've almost had to kind of like strengthen up, toughen up, size up, because they're working alongside a lot of men, and it's very competitive. And if we're not very good at confrontation, sometimes we take on this kind of this big role. We also dress like men, and but then when we decide we want to have a relationship, we don't know how to be a woman. I certainly know what that feels like. I had to really kind of like, oh God, you know, emasculating men, because really I'm trying to be more of a man than a man. And I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but certainly there's a lot going on there, especially in the time that we live in and the kind of jobs and the kind of work we do, that we're finding ourselves having to be more men, and like this lady here, Leslie, because she's having to be the mum and the dad, and often, you know, you're being the dad because you're having to be very strict and very strong, especially if she's a mum of boys like I am. So you find yourself, you're having to toughen up, and sometimes that's not what works with boys. All right, so there's a little bit of a roundup there about the weight side of things, the metaphysical reasons why we are carrying and holding on to and gaining more and more weight. Hopefully that's helped. Now, she also mentioned that she had an ovarian cyst, and again, I can understand that as well. I was also told that I had an ovarian cyst, and then 6 months later I had two. Metaphysically, the ovarian cysts are, your ovaries are the point of creation. So you have to look at everything to do with creativity in your life. And I don't mean sitting down and drawing pictures and doing mandalas, which is fine, and knitting. But I also mean, like, what is it that you haven't created yet that you really want to create? This is your body speaking through you, and it's kind of going, for fuck's sake, go and create what you always said you wanted to create. Be the woman you always intended to be. I talk about this a lot. So what kind of woman do you want to be? Did you want to be? Do you want to create? Don't get to being age 90 sitting on the porch in your rocking chair and kind of go, shit, I kind of never really became who I wanted to be. Thanks, Natasha. So the ovaries, the ovarian cysts, metaphysically, when they come into your body and you get those detected, sometimes that's something that you really need to take hold of and kind of go, what is it that I'm not creating? It could be that you just want time out and you want to go and do your garden. It could be very much that there's something in you, there's a book in you, there's a business idea in you, there's something amazing you want to create. And it's not just children or anything else. I mean, that's something different. This is, what do you, as a woman in your next phase of your life, how do you want to create her, and what does she want to create? You can be retired and still want to create things, and you know, some women have the best creations of their lives, the best careers of their lives in their 50s, in their 60s. So what is it that you really, really want to create? So Leslie, I hope that helps. Yeah, it's a wake-up call, most definitely. Right, you also talked about constipation. Now, constipation is basically not being able to let go of old crap. And constipation can also be seen, as far as I'm concerned, not letting go of old stories, not letting go of old emotions, not letting go of old traumas and hurts. Sometimes you don't even know that you're constipated. Sometimes you're still going to the toilet talk. I'm a detox diva. I've been detoxing people for 12 years, so it's toilet talk and eliminations. So I'm not shy about that. What was I saying? What you're not letting go of, what you are still holding on to. What was I talking about there? All right, okay, so the energy, what I find interesting. So a lot of people, when they're constipated, they don't know that they're constipated. That was it. You can still be going to the toilet normally, but you can still have an awful lot of kind of debris and old stuff and things going on in there. Now, when people discover that and they kind of go, ooh, I don't want that, and I don't want this in my life, and I don't want that in my life, and oh my God, I'm just overwhelmed. I want things to just stop. That's, funnily enough, what I found in my previous role as a detox diva. People would come to me at the end of a breakup, or when things were just crashing and burning and they were overwhelmed. They just wanted to stop the world. They wanted to stop the merry-go-round and just stop for a while and just breathe, bring everything back together, understand who they are, what their role is, and then move forward. Get rid of all the old crap, in other words. That's why people wanted to do a detox. Now, the energy of a detox is very interesting because it is exactly that you really want to stop for a while, take a breather, and just let everything pass you by for a minute and just regain who you are. It's very different to a diet energy. A diet energy is that you want to limit things, you want to restrict certain things, and it's usually just for a short period of time. And a lifestyle change, which a lot of people talk about, is a lifestyle change is kind of you're ready to make some big changes and you're ready to kind of look at things with a different perspective and take on things in a different way. So people talk about food, but you can also make some changes to do with, taking up sport, doing running, changing countries. You're doing a lifestyle change. It's something that you're going to do for a length of time. And I don't just mean that you're going to change your food to get rid of the constipation. I mean that you're going to change your food because it actually starts feeling good for you. This is where I come from as a body whisperer as well. So we're actually going to start talking to the body and finding out what feels good for you. What do you need to let go of? What have you been hanging on to for so long that you really are ready to let go of? It's like, okay, that's enough of that now. I'm not taking any bullshit like that anymore. Nobody's going to speak to me like that anymore. I'll do things the way I want. I'm going to dress the way I want. So again, can you see we're going back into what kind of woman do you want to be? What kind of woman do you want to create for yourself in the next phase of your life? What will she and won't she accept? I talk about boundaries a lot when I work with people. So Leslie, anyone else this is resonating with? What you have going on, if you are constipated, if you have ovarian cysts, if you have the bloated belly, these are all things that are talking to you. And it's really to understand and decipher what those things specifically are saying to you. I would go through a series of questions for you and intuitively help you understand where those things are coming from, finding out what your triggers are. A lot of people go on diets and they just, I just can't keep it up. After a week, I can't keep it up. I'm just craving sugar or something like that. And it's like, okay, so what is it that you're craving when you have the sugar? What is it that you're missing? What is missing? What nutrients are you missing in your life? And I do something kind of cool with people as well. And I just say, okay, now push it away. Push the sugar away or the crisps away, which was my thing. Push those away. And what comes up for you? How does it make you feel? And I've had people stomping their feet like little girls and little madams, I want it, I want it, I want it. It's like, okay, so what is it that you want? What else is it that you want? And how old were you? And just see where that is resonating with you and how does that reflect on what's going on with you in your life right now. It's a huge subject. It's such a delicious subject to get into because you can really understand what makes you tick. My whole job is to help you lose weight, but it's to find out what makes you tick and what kind of woman you want to be in the next phase of your life so that you can go through and you can just really have an ecstatic life. And like Leslie says, she wants to change her body because she wants to meet a partner, and she wants to really feel loved. Really, really feel loved. And that is completely different to just having a relationship for the sake of having a relationship. I know that many of us go into relationships for weird and wonderful reasons. So have the body that she wants because she can feel she can be exposed and she can, you know, really give and receive love. So hoping that I've answered some of your questions there, or at least spiked a little bit more curiosity and intrigue, and I'm hoping that you're kind of seeing that the things that happen to you on a physical level, be it your weight or be it skin rashes, be it sciatica, be it constipation, whatever it is, this is your body asking to get your attention so that you can just wake up a little bit and find out what she wants instead, who you intended to be. And this is your body's way of saying to you, come on, let's get this done. Let's get this done. I've had kicks up the backside, and once you start getting this, and once you start understanding that, and you start seeing these messages and signs as they come through, it's absolutely flipping amazing. And sometimes you'll just get a little bit of a tweak, and sometimes you get a real kick up the backside when you know, you're being told, enough of that already. Let's really make some difference here, because you're going back into your same old stories. You're going back into the way that you normally deal with things. I do a body scan, and the body scan is like just 20 minutes when we're together, and I can feed into your body, and I can just see what's going on in your body, and I can just ask you the intuitive questions to find out what's going on for you with your body, so that you can come to understand your body. And then from then on, you can start consciously creating and be more and more aware of what's going on in your body and what creates the body you want instead, so that you can be the woman you want to be instead, and wear the clothes and be sexy in the woman, in the body that you want instead. I am Fiona Robertson. I am the Body Whisperer, and I'm here just to let you know the metaphysical reasons why the thoughts and feelings that you're having are showing up on you physically. That's what I'm here for. Okay, thank you very much. I'll be back here again tomorrow with another little snippet. And every Tuesday I'm back here doing Agony Art. If anybody wants anything from me, wants anything deciphered or helped in any way, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you lose weight and let it go of all the stuff that's affecting your body in ways that you don't want it to anymore. See you soon. Bye-bye. It'll go off in a minute.